sunshine splashing on Petco Park as we complete the three-game series. Arizona Diamondbacks and the San Diego Padres. The Padres looking for their first sweep of the season, and Arizona trying to snap out of a modest three-game losing streak. Dick Enberg, Mark Grant. We're wearing the military attire on Sunday to salute our troops. This is common, as you know, the common insignia you will see on airplanes, uniforms and such. Normally with a star, and the military has allowed us, because of our great relationship, to use the San Diego logo, and we're proud to wear these shirts today.
Very proud to live in San Diego. We're blessed with this sunshine, as you just mentioned, but also the men and women who serve our country, and it's a great way to honor them, giving their lives overseas and here in the United States. It's just a great situation we've got here in San Diego.
And we have a couple thousand in uniform to cheer on the Padres today. And how about the pitching for San Diego? #1 in the National League in ERA.
No, it's only 12 games into the 2010 season, but last night we saw some great pitching. It all started with Kevin Correa out of the starting blocks, and then he handed over to the bullpen. Luke Gregerson with the slider, and Mike Adams called strikes. Breaking ball from Tim Stauffer. This pitching staff is so well-rounded. They've got guys who can mill relief. They've got guys who can close games if Heath Bell is on the shelf. But when you're first in opponent's batting average at .218, when you're striking out guys in second in the league and the ERA is great, the walks are down, this is something that is contagious. We always talk about baseball hitting being contagious. I believe the same thing for pitching. Being in a bullpen, it was like a competition down there, and you rooted for the next guy to go out there and mow down the opposition. We have seen this mowing down of the opposition hitters in this series against Arizona.
13 strikeouts last night, combined 20 strikeouts in the first two games of this series. So here is the pitching matchup as we wrap up the three-game weekend set. Ian Kennedy, #1 draft pick of the Yankees, traded to Arizona in the offseason, gets his third start of the season. And Wade LeBlanc, 3-1 last year when he was called up late in the year. And our pitching matchup is brought to you by Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's. Well, the lefty LeBlanc had an outstanding spring. No one won more games in the major leagues. He was 4-0. Can he use that momentum to pitch a big game here against Arizona today? Lowest termite fumigation price in town. Get a 4-year guarantee. Call 1-800-901-1102. Corky's. A look at the Arizona batting lineup for this game 3 of the series. Left fielder Connor Jackson will lead it off. Look at a revised juggled lineup by A.J. Hinch, with Abreu getting a start at shortstop. Kelly Johnson moves to the 3-hole. Upton hits cleanup. Mark Reynolds drops to 5th. Chris Young in the same spot, 6th. Rusty Rael gets a start at first base. John Hester also a new name in the series, has not played. This is his third game of the year, and Ian Kennedy on the mound. Upton with 15 strikeouts, but also leads in runs scored and stolen bases for Arizona. 35-year-old skipper A.J. Hinch took over for Bob Melvin in May last year. Watches his leadoff man dig in, and Wade LeBlanc gets his sign from catcher Nick Hundley. And the first pitch of the game is a fastball for a strike. Jackson hitting .268. Big man, but hitting leadoff. You see he gives up on the bat. Control. 1-1. Arizona, Padres, and Dodgers all at 5 and 6 coming into Sunday play. That's inside and high, 2-1. With the Giants 8 and 3 leading the National League West. Colorado 6 and 5 in the second spot. After Ubaldo Jimenez, a no-hitter last night. Strike, 2-2. Jimenez, 128 pitches in no-hitting Atlanta. He wasn't perfect. He's walked 6 men, struck out 7.
Well, he's young. He can handle that pitch total, huh? He can probably go about 140 and still be good, but it's down the line that they really look at.
Ground ball sharply to third. Headley across to Gonzalez, and one away. LeBlanc, 6'3" and 202 pounds, 25 years of age, makes his home in Red Stick, Louisiana, Baton Rouge. 3-1 last year, late in the season, and a nice ERA of 3.69. Opponent batting average down at the bottom. They hit only .210 off LeBlanc. Tony Abreu, switch hitter, starting at shortstop today. He's 1 for 4 limited play against lefties this year. Breaking ball for a strike. What do you like about the repertoire of LeBlanc?
I think he has learned to pitch off his fastball. In the past, it was pitching off his changeup. He thought he had to really trick everybody. He showed last year towards the end good stuff. I don't know where that one missed, but the good fastball. And Wade LeBlanc is not going to light up the radar guns. Okay, he's going to probably be mid-80s to upper 80s tops. But he's pitching off his fastball rather than pitching off the changeup and then trying to throw the fastball when he's behind.
Fly ball to right, shallow. That's going to drop over Gonzalez's head. A soft single to right for Abreu. Look now at the Padres defensive lineup, brought to you by Tiger Turf. Tiger up your lawn with Tiger Turf, the world's best-selling synthetic turf. Visit mytigerturf.com today. Gonzalez unable to get to that looping single. Hairston is at second. Cabrera back in the lineup at short. Headley plays third. Blanks, Hairston, and Venable in the outfield. The battery of LeBlanc and Hundley. Good to have Everett Cabrera back at shortstop. A speedy switch hitter. And the first pitch to Kelly Johnson out of the strike zone. Johnson with a double last night, and the double ended a bullpen string of 25 consecutive outs they had recorded when he did a 2-out double of Tim Stauffer. Runner goes. Throw by Hundley, too high, and Abreu has the steal, his first of the year.
It looked like Abreu was going on the first move. Watch the leg kick of LeBlanc, and he is off and running. So plus it's a breaking ball. So you got the leg kick of the lefty. He goes on the first move, and then the high throw to second base. Not a good combination, and the Diamondbacks now have a runner in scoring position.
Johnson swings and misses at a breaking ball.
He's got a four-seamer, Wade LeBlanc. He'll throw the cutter. He'll throw a changeup and a curveball. Two types of changeups from Wade LeBlanc. A firm changeup and a soft one that he will use by design.
We're going to get back to that notation as a foul by Johnson makes it 2-2. Now, what do you mean a soft changeup?
Soft changeup is going to be almost like a regular circle change, and a harder changeup would be like a split finger fastball. But he throws one softer would say, earlier in the count, and to put away somebody, if it's in line for a changeup for a strikeout or to swing at a bad pitch, it'd be the firmer changeup. That looks like a fastball.
2-2 is inside. Let me see if I can put it in other words and explain. The hard changeup, or the faster one, is where you just take a subtle amount off the speed of the pitch, but the softer one is where you're really floating it up there off speed.
The one that looks like it's the parachute ball with the parachute behind it. Really soft.
Johnson with a walk. So the Diamondbacks hungry for some runs after being shut out last night and relinquishing a 3-0 lead in the opener of the series when they scored in the third inning all 3 runs. So they've gone 15 consecutive innings without finding home plate. Have a chance here early against LeBlanc. Correa with a solid outing, picking up his second win last night. Kevin 5 2/3 of shutout ball. Upton looks at a high strike. Hitting .244 with 3 home runs. Infield shading him to pull the ball, so Cabrera is way over into the hole with second baseman Hairston only about 12 feet from the bag at second. Not the normal double play alignment. One strike pitch to Upton. In there. That breaking ball catching the inside edge.
That's the command of that little cut fastball that has a little bit of movement. It is certainly a breaking ball because it does move into the right-handed hitter. And what do you know? Rather than being pitching 2-0, Wade LeBlanc finds himself ahead 0-2. Why? Because he can place his fastball. If he carries over what he did in spring training into this start and maybe beyond, he's going to be good.
Swing and a miss. Upton chasing the changeup outside. First strikeout for LeBlanc.
Now, Dick, we're going to have to keep an eye on the radar gun out there. That was, in fact, a changeup at 75 miles an hour. Now, was that the soft one or was that the hard one? Kind of tough to tell as we peek inside the leather and the circle change grip. Nicely done, Senor LeBlanc.
So that's the soft change. Certainly fooled Upton. Here's Mark Reynolds, the third baseman. 4th in the majors last year with 44 home runs. He's off to a slow start this year. 5 for 40. Takes it over but low. .125. About half his weight. 2 outs, 2 on in the first. And LeBlanc falls behind 2-0.
There was one impressive stat in the notes this morning when it came to the ball yard on Wade LeBlanc. 15 strikeouts and only 1 walk in 10 innings pitched. He was pounding the strike zone.
At Portland.
At Portland, right.
There's a strike. Another changeup, 76 miles an hour. Trying to battle out of a bit of trouble here in the first inning. 2-1 to Reynolds. Abreu at second. Johnson at first. 2 outs. Swing and a miss. Came back with a fastball at 86.
Tell you what, you throw that 75-mile-an-hour changeup, right? And then you sneak that 86-mile-an-hour fastball. This looks like 96 because look at the swing. See how far behind he is?
It's almost the reverse, that his fastball is the changeup.
Right, exactly.
Strike away from getting out of this first inning. 2-2 to Reynolds. Misses away. Fastball tailing outside.
I don't think he's throwing Reynolds that cut fastball in on the hands. You get a big power hitter like Reynolds committing to a cutter on the inner half of the plate, and then you saw him off in the hands.
Runners off with a pitch here. 2 outs, 3-2 to Reynolds. Hit hard to left field for a base hit. Charging his blanks. Abreu runs well and will score without a slide. And Arizona ends their scoring drought here in the first inning with a sharp RBI single from Mark Reynolds. Reynolds' 8th run batted in of the year.
Looks like Reynolds went down and got a fastball. We take a look at it. You betcha. That's like shin high, just above the ankles. And with 2 outs, he's running. He's going no matter what. There is no chance of throwing him out. I don't care if it's me running. I don't care if it's a slow runner, the slowest in the league, going off with the pitch and the crack of the bat. That's an easy run for the Diamondbacks.
Brings up Chris Young, among the National League leaders early this season in batting average with runners in scoring position. .556. He's knocked in 15 runs, among the leaders in that category as well. Takes a breaking ball low, ball 1. Already 25 pitches offered by LeBlanc here in the opening inning. Johnson at second, Reynolds at first. A run home. Ball 2. LeBlanc at an early crossroads. He's in a position where one swing could really put Arizona out with a big early lead, or he could pitch out of this first. There's a strike on 2-0 through a change. Light breeze today, and then it picks up 10-15 miles an hour coming in from the left field corner.
Yeah, if it stays like that, it's going to be tough to really get one out of here. You know, you've got the Western Metal Supply Company building there. You've got the high scoreboard, but still those flags out in right center, left center field are blowing across left to right.
Way outside. 3-1. Young hitting .302. The D-backs leader in base hits and RBIs. 13 hits, 15 runs batted in, 3 home runs.
Already 3 3-ball counts for Wade LeBlanc in this first inning.
3-1 to Young. Strike. Took a slider that just did catch the letters. And once again on 3-2, runners will take off.
Remember, he threw Reynolds a low fastball. He connected for that base hit. See if he throws him a fastball here. 3-2.
Swung on and missed, strike 3. The changeup catches Young out in front. So a couple of strikeouts by LeBlanc in the opening inning, but the D-backs get a run on 2 hits and leave 2. It'll be Cabrera, Hairston, and Gonzalez. The Padres coming up. Almost perfect SAP. And this SAP broadcast is brought to you by Carl's Jr. Try the Big Country Breakfast Burrito with eggs, hash browns, and savory sausage gravy.
I just got it. Nicely
SAP,
done.
huh? Almost perfect. Sailing.
What a day at the ball yard, huh?
This is well, we all have our bias, but daytime baseball. The way it used to always be. When I was a kid, there was big news. They got lights in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
And they basically around the league, lights came in some cities not till late 50s. Cabrera hitting .209. So, in fact, in Detroit as a kid, when they had a late game, it was a 3 o'clock game. They played their late midweek games at 3. Check swing foul by Everett.
Speaking of lights, I remember back in the day in the minor leagues, Clinton, Iowa, bad candles. That was the night to pitch. Throwing 95, 96 with bad lights, those are the nights you want to pitch.
The 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. The change from Kennedy strikes out Cabrera. He's gone down 14 times this year, more than any Padre. As we check the Padre starting lineup, brought to you by Alpine Rock and Block. Start your next backyard project, fans, with Alpine Rock and Block. Jerry Hairston, then Gonzalez with Headley, Venable, and Blanks in the middle of the lineup. Scott Hairston hit a 3-run home run against Kennedy down in Arizona in the 3rd game of the season. Hundley off 3 hits last night in the 8th spot, and then the pitcher LeBlanc. Hairston takes a strike. Kennedy, in this era of pitchers that are all built like basketball players, he's only 6 feet tall. 195, 25 years of age, from Huntington Beach up along the coast. Outside, 1-1. He came to Arizona, part of that 3-corner deal that involved the Yankees and Detroit. Edwin Jackson, we saw earlier in the series, also in that trade with Curtis Granderson, the big name, going from Detroit to the Yankees. 2-1. He's a University of Southern California product. He was the #1 starter on the Trojan staff as a freshman and a 2-time All-America. His wife, also an athlete at USC, played basketball. Allison. And he falls behind 3-1. Only pitched 5 games a year ago, shoulder surgery, so the Yankees figured he was expendable. But with his background and talent, Arizona figuring he's healthy, we've got a good pitcher. He lays one in there, 3-2. The 2 Hairstons in the lineup once again, as they were last night. Jerry, sharp single. He batted in the leadoff spot as he played shortstop. Had another line out in a 1-for-4 evening. That went off the head of the bat. It's cued out to Kelly Johnson for the 2nd out. A look at Ian Kennedy in his 3rd start of the season. 9 in the 3rd innings. He's allowed 12 hits and 4 home runs in his 2 previous starts.
You're going to get strikes. You saw the only 3 walks on that line. But if he's in the zone, are they good quality strikes, or are they strikes that are right over the heart of the plate? I really like this kid's stuff. Fastball, slider, a changeup, and a knuckle curve.
Shift is on for number 23, Adrian Gonzalez, with the shortstop Abreu well over on the second base side of the bag, and only third baseman Mark Reynolds on the left side, and he's almost playing behind second. Looks like a bunch of red corpuscles out there on the right side. Dotting the green.
Hemoglobin.
Adrian without a home run for a while. He's due, don't you think? At .480 on base percentage among the leaders.
If he hits it on the line to left field, he's got a pretty good chance.
A ball in the strike. Gonzalez walked last night twice. Leads the team with 10 walks. Hit a long drive to center and lined out to left. 0 for 3. Up and in, 2-2.
The knuckle curve I talked about. Look inside the glove of Ian Kennedy. Actually, no, my correction. That was a changeup. Actually,
swung on and missed, strike 3. So Ian Kennedy very impressive in his opening inning. 2 strikeouts and a 1-2-3 inning. It's 1-0 D-backs. He 1 for 3. It's his first start of the season. Used only as a pinch hitter prior to today. 1-1. Dad played in the big leagues, 7 years, several teams. Mark?
Yeah, and you know when you're getting old because I played against his dad in the minor leagues when he was property of the Angels.
Swing and a miss. The change has Rael out on his front foot. Hester and then Kennedy to bat for Arizona here in the second. LeBlanc looking for some quick outs after a 30-pitch first inning. Misses there.
You know, I might be old, but I feel like I'm 20.
So do I.
That's how you feel, right?
Yeah. So the rest is just a number. Misses again. So LeBlanc in a nasty habit of going 3-2 on every hitter.
Kind of reminds me of Dennis Rasmussen, the big left-hander that I played with. Pat Dobson dubbed him Count Full Count.
3-2 for the 4th time. LeBlanc fouled back by Rael.
Pat Dobson had that knack of just lightening the moment when there seemed to be a little bit of pressure or whatever, but when it was time for business, he was the best.
Count full count. 3-2 again to Rael. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. 3rd strikeout for LeBlanc. As you mentioned, up at Portland, he had 15 strikeouts in 10 innings and only one walk. A little wild here today, maybe a little nervous. Huh?
And we know that Rael will chase the high fastball. That is a ball if taken. My estimation, that was up in the zone, so we'll put that in his memory bank for next time up.
John Hester, the former Stanford star. It's his home in Georgia, product of Atlanta. 2 for 6 in limited duty as the backup catcher behind Snyder. Fouls this one back. It's been a tough blow for Arizona to lose Miguel Montero. Remember, he was 4 for 7 against the Padres down in the first series of the season. Knee surgery, he's out 4 to 6 weeks. Takes a solid left-handed bat out of the lineup for A.J. Hinch. Stanford manager looking out at a Stanford star, both catchers. Swung on and missed. So LeBlanc, 3 consecutive strikeouts. And the Padre pitchers have had the K machine working here against Arizona. They had 13 strikeouts last night. And they've already LeBlanc with 4 today to give them 24 in the series.
Looks like the Diamondbacks are going fishing today. They're fishing for that high cut fastball out of the hand of Wade LeBlanc.
Pitcher Kennedy has been up twice looking for his first hit in the red of Arizona. There's a base hit by Kennedy. Indeed, a line single. 3rd hit by the D-backs. Well struck. And that is his first major league hit. They may want to keep that ball. In fact, Jerry Hairston looking over at the coach, that Matt Williams over there, saying, hey, we'd like to save that ball for Kennedy. So it's Bo Porter over there at first base.
Well, everybody knows that the pitchers are the best athletes on the field. So Ian Kennedy showing off that hitting style of his.
Yeah, Matt Williams called out to save the ball, and Bo Porter relayed the message to Jerry Hairston. Connor Jackson in the dirt. Good stop by Hundley. Jackson grounded hard to the third baseman Headley, who threw him out to open the game. Outfield back a couple of steps here with 2 outs, trying to protect against a ball in the gap that would score a run. Outside, 2-1. The Giants come to town tomorrow night. Bruce Bochy's Boppers. We'll see Matt Cain against Clayton Richard. 7:05 game tomorrow night. That's foul back. Then it'll be Jonathan Sanchez against Matt Latos on Tuesday night. Wednesday, Todd Wellmeyer and John Garland. Day game at 3:35.
You know, Dick, when you said that, there's a song that came into my mind after all those years at Candlestick. When the Giants come to town, it's bye-bye, baby. Hopefully that's not the case when they come to Petco Park. That was their cry back in like the 60s and 70s.
Jackson takes a change high and away, and the count is full again. 5th time in 2 innings. LeBlanc has gone full. He's already at 48 pitches. Now Kennedy, the pitcher, takes his lead at first. He'll get a running start. Line to the second baseman. Hairston almost took the bill of the cap off LeBlanc on its way to second. Oh, my. No runs to hit, a man left for Arizona here in the second. Middle of the order, Headley, Venable, and Blanks to hit for the Padres in the bottom half.
duty, honor, education. Ashford University supports our military. Hope the men and women who are out there in the right field corner enjoying the action today. And getting away from that mess hall, getting some real good food. Cracker Jacks and hot dogs, and keep your distance from those three stripers. That ball hit to left field, but slicing right back into the range of Connor Jackson as Headley lines out. Headley, the Padre leader, with a .378 average coming in. And, of course, that walk-off homer on Friday night that secured the comeback 6-3 win. Will Venable leads San Diego in home runs with 3, RBIs 8, and runs scored 9. Strike. Park in the Park almost jammed the capacity today. Fouled, 0-2.
That's really a great seat out there. It's a great ticket. You get the big screen on back of the batter's eye. You get to throw out the blanket, bring some picnic stuff, and enjoy a big league ball game. You've got the sandbox down there if you want to build some sand castles. Some people are waving. How you guys doing out there? Yeah. Give us a wave. Nice talking to you.
Well, they can't hear us. They can only see us. We need a sign out there, you know, like in the studios in the show, you know, applause.
That's right.
Yeah. Wave.
Get loud. Noise.
0-2 to Venable. He fouls that back out of play into the second tier.
That's the best.
Yeah, $5. You get into the Park in the Park, and you can get a seat, watch the action, watch it, you know, from your angle in the outfield. It's like an outfield bleacher seat in most major league parks. And the seats down below there, the concrete area, steps, you can sit there. But the answer, you get the blanket, the picnic basket, and bring the kids.
It's all good. Something kind of nice out there.
Fouled again. Listen to our pals over on radio, Andy Mazer and Jerry Coleman, Ted Leitner on the radio.
You know, there's something pretty cool about that. You make a good point when you come to the ballpark to watch the ballgame, to have the radio in your ear listening to it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Vin Scully really kicked that off, didn't he? There were times at Dodger Stadium in the early days, and those were big transistor radios. There's our radio crew.
That guy on the left, Dave Marcus, I don't know what he's doing. He's probably doing a crossword puzzle or something.
Engineer Dave Marcus, Jerry Coleman, and Andy Mazer. Another foul by Venable, spoiling some pitches from Ian Kennedy. And at Dodger Stadium, there'd be a lull in the action, and all you could hear was Vin Scully's voice reverberating throughout Dodger Stadium. There's so many transistors listening to him, and that was before the earphones.
Right.
Again, the pitch to Venable, and another foul. This one upstairs. A nice catch. Made by a man from Poway. Nice going. Earned that souvenir. 10th pitch of the at-bat coming up to Venable. And he gets him out in front. So Kennedy with his third strikeout.
That looked like that changeup from Ian Kennedy. The ball just kind of floats up there and changes direction. And by the swing, watch the swing of Will Venable. Wait, trying to stay back. Oh my gosh, it's a changeup. I can't hold back. And that's why you see the bad swing on that good changeup from Kennedy.
Kyle Blank steps in, number 88, hitting .216. Takes a slider just off the edge. Couple of home runs for the 270-pound Blanks. Strike at the knees, 1-1. We're in the bottom of the second. No one aboard for the Padres. Arizona leading 1-0. Two and one. Changing speeds again. That changeup at 81 miles an hour had Blanks out in front.
It's a beautiful pitch, isn't it? Ian Kennedy is so consistent with his mechanics, his arm speed on every pitch. That's what makes him tough to pick up.
Misses inside.
Another one.
Yeah.
That is, I would have to say, that is his best pitch, is that changeup.
Runs the count to 3-2 to Blanks. Fouled at the plate, right off the instep. If Blanks gets on, Scott Hairston on deck. Catcher John Hester out to talk with Kennedy. What could this be about?
Well, he's thrown him 3 changeups in a row. He's got the full count. One of the things he may be suggesting is, hey, you want to try to locate a fastball here, keep it away from him. You know, the old knee-high fastball, which I like. You know, if you're going to have the guy to get a chance to swing the bat, give him a single to right. Don't leave anything middle in, that you can pull out of the ballpark.
He throws it away. So Blanks becomes the first Padre base runner on the walk. And Scott Hairston, who had the one big blow against Kennedy in that Arizona series down in Phoenix, hit a 3-run homer, at the time giving the Padres the lead. Arizona eventually would win that game 5-3. Here it is. At Chase Field. Takes it back about 7 rows for his first home run and only home run thus far this year. It staked San Diego to a 3-1 lead at the time. Ball 1. Diamondbacks have been generous, their pitchers in the series. 16 walks they've offered, 8 last night. Blanks the first today. Strike. 1-1. Hit high in the air. Just missed that one. Chris Young in center field makes the catch. And the Padres retired in the second after 2 complete here at Petco. Arizona 1-0. Price $14 or more, or 50% off on Sundays for military personnel in uniform. Visit Padres.com for more details. Third inning, LeBlanc delivers, but the ball doesn't. Goes through the motion and pulls back.
I don't know whether he caught a spike. Or I didn't see a spike hit the ground when he started to go plateward.
Tony Abreu is the batter. Push bunt right on the line, so Gonzalez can wait for Abreu to arrive and make the tag.
Well, you love those one pitch, one out situations. Maybe he was trying to decoy the hitter.
Tough to hit it when you go through the motion, but don't throw the ball.
Is he going to throw it this time or not?
Kelly Johnson walked his first at bat. Justin Upton on deck for the D-backs. Ball one.
I guess down the middle doesn't count anymore, huh, Dick?
It looked like a pretty good pitch.
It looked like a really good pitch. Once again, a low pitch not being called a strike.
That one is 1-1.
Hey, don't get me wrong. I've got all the respect in the world for umpires. It's a tough job. They do a good job. They work hard, and they're not going to get everyone right.
Breaking ball took a little off that one. A slow curve ball. 1-2 to Johnson. Lined right at the shortstop Cabrera. So some hard outs by the D-backs. As some of those bullets going right to a Padre glove.
I'm really surprised that LeBlanc threw that fastball, the meaty fastball, over the heart of the plate as he did. He threw a nice hammer before that. Good biting breaking ball.
Upton struck out the first time up. His 16th strikeout of the season to lead Arizona. Wade LeBlanc, kid from Louisiana that went to the University of Alabama, and with the Tide was the National Freshman of the Year. His third trip to the big leagues. Outside, ball one. At Petco last year, he was 1-1 with a 2.55 ERA. Strike. Fastball at 87. Beautiful day in San Diego. 1-0 Arizona here in the third. Nibbling on the corner, misses. Three and one. Padres looking for a win that would give them their first sweep of the season, elevate them to the 500 level, get to 6-6 for Buddy Black. Harry Black. Ball four. So LeBlanc, who had great control at Portland, struggling today with that walk, is now at 59 pitches.
And even the pitching coach, the manager, not happy. Especially a 2-out walk to Upton. Now you've got to deal with the power of Mark Reynolds.
Reynolds, who lined a sharp single to the left to drive in the Arizona run in the first inning for his 8th RBI. And Upton a threat to steal. Has a couple thus far this year, stolen bases.
Well, let's see if Wade LeBlanc makes an adjustment here to Reynolds. Trying to get ahead. Good located fastball.
They got him picked off. Gonzalez throws to second baseman Hairston. And the pickoff move by LeBlanc pays off as Upton was going on the first movement, but the movement wasn't to the plate. No runs, no hits, no one left in the third. For the Padres in the bottom of the third, it'll be Hundley, LeBlanc, and Cabrera. 1-0 Arizona. Around the All-Star Game, FanFest, the world's largest interactive baseball theme park. So bring the entire family, participate, and there will be baseball clinics. You get free autographs and much more. Visit MLB.com for your MLB All-Star FanFest tickets. Hundley off his best game of the season, 3 for 4 last night. 3 runs batted in to match his career high. And a home run that got out of here in a hurry, a line drive to left. One and one the count. Ian Kennedy working through 2 hitless innings. With 3 hits last night, Hundley raising his average over the 300 mark. That went right down the middle. A fastball at 89.
I went in the clubhouse before the game to congratulate Nick, jolly old St. Nick, on that home run in the 4th inning. I said, first pitch breaking ball, huh? And he looked at me and goes, you know what they say, Mud? You hangy, we will bangy. He got a kick out of that.
In the dirt, 2-2.
He's such a good kid. Works hard. Knows the scouting reports, and he applies them very well. Darren Balsley really speaks highly of a catcher who sticks with the game plan and knows the game plan. That is Nick Hundley, a real student.
A real student, exactly right. So 2-2 to Hundley. Ground ball foul. I'm staring at the flag patch on the right sleeve of Hundley and the Padres. It doesn't seem in the right orientation. It's backwards. What happened?
The Stars are going into battle.
Well, it's correct then, I guess, according to your observation. 2-2. Fouled again.
Good buddy of mine who served time for our great country, Rick Schroeder, is a big-time Padres fan, and I asked that same question a few years back, and Captain Jack Inch, the military liaison for the San Diego Padres, also sent me an email. Actually, you know what? I should look that up and relay that to our fans.
So it's not a mistake.
No. And if you look at video clips from over in Iraq and Afghanistan, when they show the soldiers and the Marines.
Strike 3 called. Hundley, the 4th strikeout victim of Ian Kennedy.
Yeah, if you look at the soldiers and the Marines over in Iraq and Afghanistan, on their uniforms, they will have the same flag facing the same way.
And the thinking is?
The Stars are always going into battle, always going forward. So if that, and the flag is always on the right sleeve. So if the flag was on a pole and you're running with the flag, you're going in, right? That would be the position of the flag, going in.
Line drive, base hit, Wade LeBlanc. Well, he saw opposing pitcher Ian Kennedy rifle a single in his at bat, and LeBlanc has a solid single, not his first in the big leagues. He was 4 for 21 in his 2 previous stops up here in the majors, so he can swing the bat, a low fastball, and he leans on it, goes the other way.
Down and in.
First hit for the Padres today comes from the pitcher spot. 1 out, and Everett Cabrera steps in. Trying to bunt for a base hit and a foul. Well, in order for LeBlanc to come up to the Padres, they had to make a roster move, and Adam Russell, the big right-hander, sent to Portland. That was not a demotion. It's because Russell does have some options left, and everyone in the organization really likes the way Russell is throwing the ball, and he'll be back up here soon. Pulls back. Well, the first bunt try appeared to be a drag for a base hit. Squaring that time as if the sacrifice was on. Can't believe that with 1 out and the pitcher at first. Swings and misses. And one thing for Cabrera to be a more productive offensive player, especially out of that leadoff spot, because he's got the tools, the speed, he's got occasional power. He's got to cut down on the strikeouts. He struck out first time up. He has 14 strikeouts this year, leading the Padres. That's too many balls not in play. Does check just in time. Changeup. Now both pitchers today working with a changeup. Two and two. Kennedy to the plate. Ooh, that looked good, didn't it?
Sure did.
Let's see where that pitch was. Looks like it tailed back, maybe a little inside. Obviously, that's how Lance Barksdale, the plate umpire, saw it. 3 and 2 with 1 out. LeBlanc at first base. Foul, out of play. Whoa, what a catch there. There's the fan catch of the year. Oh, my.
I think that guy's from La Mesa.
You're right. There's a well-earned souvenir. Ian Kennedy taking time here to rearrange his uniform. That ball wasn't exactly a looper either.
No.
It was shot up into that second row.
Nicely done.
Get that man a contract.
Who's the announcer in Baltimore? They used to say that all the time. He played in the big leagues. He was a pitcher. Chuck Thompson?
Was he a pitcher in the big leagues? Oh, Chuck Thompson was the announcer in Baltimore.
Yeah, I think he played in the big leagues.
Foul back toward us.
And that was his call over the PA system at Veterans Stadium and then Camden Yards. Give that fan a contract if they caught it on the fly.
Cabrera battling away, has spoiled a couple of 3-2 pitches. Kennedy back to the plate. Oh, swung at a bad ball. Strike 3. 5 strikeouts for Kennedy. 2 away, and Hairston steps in.
Ooh, high breaking ball. Wow.
Didn't commit.
And a bad swing. Everett wants that swing back.
So with 2 gone, Jerry Hairston rounded second base first time up. Curveball outside. Just joining us, Wade LeBlanc getting his first start of the season, called up from Portland, gave up a run in the first inning on a single, a bloop hit by Abreu, a walk, and a line single by Mark Reynolds. The Padres without a hit until LeBlanc lined a single to left here with one out in the third. That's where we stand. Very safe lead by LeBlanc. Hairston jackknifes away from the fastball inside. That's the best fastball thrown by Kennedy. Got that one up to 91. Ooh, almost hit him. Atlanta defeats Colorado today 4-3. So the Rockies are now 6-6. Dodgers and Giants are scoreless in the fourth up at Chavez Ravine. 3-0. Late call strike. 3-1.
Dick, I'd like to correct myself. It was Rex Barney.
Rex Barney. He could throw the ball through a wall.
He did PA in Baltimore, and he would say, give that fan a contract.
Came up with the Brooklyn Dodgers and heralded fastball. They said the fastest they'd ever seen at the time, but if high and outside, ground ball to third. Kennedy bobbles, now has to go the long way across and gets the out. They said about Barney, if a strike zone was high and outside, he'd be in the Hall of Fame. By Lolita's Restaurant at the Park, where you can enjoy a wonderful evening, happy hour 7 days a week. And by Irving Hughes, life is a lease, negotiate well. Another great day in America's finest city. Beautiful Petco Park, the scene. Final game of this 3-game series with the Padres rallying on Friday night. 3-run homer walk-off Chase Headley to win 6-3, and then a combined pitching shutout last night. Kevin Correa got it started, picked up the win with Ramos, Gregerson, Adams, and Stauffer completing the job in a 5-0 San Diego victory. Wade LeBlanc into the fourth inning will face Reynolds, Young, and Rial. Reynolds with the RBI single to knock in the only run of the game, and was up there when Justin Upton was picked off to end the last inning. Skips in 1-1. Lined, another base hit for Reynolds. Same spot, 2 for 2. Not hammered quite as hard as the first one, but good location. Arizona with its 4th hit of the game. And here's Chris Young. He struck out swinging in the first inning. Wearing number 24. If you see 24 in a baseball uniform, that's the only one thing you think of, right?
Just say, hey, kid, Willie Mays. You bet.
Numbers game, it's especially in baseball. So many players identifiable by their number because fans saw them from the backside, and 24. I even did some research on your numbers.
There were a lot of them. Looks like a lottery ticket.
Pushed in the air, foul.
But you're right. There's always a story behind a number.
Yeah, well, your number, you wore 34, then 47, then 46, but then 52 and 55, and then 52 again, then 55, 55. Then you wore 50, then 47, then 55. Now, there's a story. That's not just a story. That's a book.
Well, you know, my favorite number growing up as a kid was probably number 5. Johnny Bench had a lot to do with that. Joe DiMaggio wore number 5.
That's a great number in baseball lore. Pitch out by Hundley and no action from Reynolds.
How about your favorite number, Dick?
Oh, that's easy. Number 9, Ted Williams. Roger Maris wore 9. Reggie Jackson. Bill Mazeroski is number 9, but only one number 9. The thumper, the splendid splinter, Ted Williams. Check swing on the inside pitch from LeBlanc.
And then as I got a little older, number 22 became my favorite number because there was a kid who pitched at my high school before I went to high school by the name of Bill Gullickson, who wore number 22. Well, being a youngster, I wanted to be like Gully. So when I got to high school, I wore his number.
His daughter now is an outstanding tennis player.
Yes.
High fly ball on the infield. Hairston glasses down. One away. Well, look at the Tyron Bob. He's all over it, isn't he? He's already got my number 9 there. Ted Williams in bold print. Thank you very much. And Roger Maris, Mazeroski, Minnie Minoso, one of your Chicago. Enos Country Slaughter, Reggie Jackson also wore 44 with the Yankees. Another pitch out. Hundley and the Padres think A.J. Hinch has something in the works here. Steal or hit and run. Rusty Royale, he struck out, took a 3rd strike his first time up. Time called at the plate. Reading in the New York Times this morning that the lowest number worn by a pitcher now in the big leagues, Clay Buchholz with the Red Sox and Kenshin Kawakami of Atlanta wear number 11. 1/5 of your number.
Right.
And Josh Towers, who likes that low number, now he's in the minor leagues at the what are the Albuquerque now? The Isotopes.
Yeah.
He's wearing number 4.
Really?
That doesn't seem right.
No, it doesn't.
High drive to center. Hairston giving ground. Just enough room out on the track. Ryle got all of that one. 2 away.
I remember when I was with the San Francisco Giants, left-hander Atlee Hammaker wore number 7 one year. Why? Because he's a crazy left-hander.
That's enough for me. Well, you said that number 5 was one of your early favorites, and let's take a look at some of the famous 5s. DiMaggio, Brooks Robinson, George Brett, could he hit? And more recently, Nomar.
And then when I made it to the big leagues, you know, all those numbers that you mentioned, Dick, earlier, but 55 was not a common number. So Mark Davis, my teammate, said, hey, Mud, why don't, 55 is pretty cool. I said, well, 5's one of my favorite numbers. Let's go double nickel, and then hence the number 55 throughout. So
You know that number 55 has not been retired by any club in the majors?
Well, I can see why, because the teams I pitched with wouldn't want to retire that number.
But no one has preceded you in over 100 years either.
And the reason why nobody wore it probably after I wore it, because they didn't want to embarrass themselves of the number 55. But if you turn 55 upside down,
is what?
It's 22, which is my favorite number in high school.
Got to stand it on your head to see it, though. What? Upside down, 55 is 22?
Upside down and in the mirror.
Oh, now.
Upside down and in
the mirror trick.
Yeah,
okay, now I got you.
I forgot to mention the mirror.
Sunday, I'm slow in the sun.
Look at their number for the Padres. Hey, call now for tickets. 619-795-5555.
Yeah, get 2 tickets for 55-55. There's a strike.
It was your favorite number 9, Dick, but did you wear that like when you were a kid or when you were playing?
Actually, I wore 24. Not because of Willie Mays. Had it been available, I think number 8 would have been my pick.
Yeah.
You know, I'm the same age as Al Kaline. And Al Kaline, a Baltimore schoolboy, went right from high school to the Tigers and took my spot in right field. We were both 18.
Right. Well, it's funny you mentioned Al Kaline because Ted Simmons' favorite number was 6.
Ground ball up the middle, diving, stop by Cabrera, but he can't make the play. Tried to backhand it and couldn't get it. And for a moment, I thought maybe there was an injury by Mark Reynolds. He kind of did a 3-point plant, 2 knees and a forehead. Walking it off. It's a base hit for Hester. Good stop by Cabrera. Would have been a miracle for him in this position to get a swipe throw over to Hairston. But a good try.
Yeah. Does he? Oh yeah, he made contact with the bag in his right foot. The ankle turns. Those spikes caught on that rubber bag, and it turned his ankle.
Stays in. So 2 on with 2 out here in the 4th for Arizona. And we're down to the pitcher spot, but Kennedy lined a single his first time up. Earns the respect and a changeup to start this sequence.
You know, I went around the clubhouse before the game and I was asking guys about their favorite number, and you mentioned Al Kaline. And I should have known. Ted Simmons from Michigan.
Right.
Right. Al Kaline wore number 6. Teddy wore number 23 in the big leagues. Why? Because it was issued to him. They said, you know what? You're going to camp. Here's your number. And he goes, you know what? I wasn't picky. I just took the number 23, and he wore it throughout his career.
Another pretty good number 6. So Kaline from the right side, from the left side.
Stand the man. Usual.
How's that for a 1-2 punch wearing number 6? 1-1 to Kennedy. Good pitch on the change. And number 6 up there on the hitter's backdrop here at Petco for Steve Garvey. The pitch. Downstairs 2-2. 1-0 Arizona. A couple of men aboard on singles. Reynolds and Hester. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Ian Kennedy. 75 pitches now offered by the lefty Wade LeBlanc. And he's full again, 3-2. And once again, with 2 outs, the runners get that, able to beat the gun out of the blocks.
Just make sure that he goes towards the plate. Infielders are playing well back, so doesn't look like they have any type of pickoff move or twirl move towards second base. Once he commits to the plate, you're off and running.
There they go. Strike 3 called. Big strikeout to end the 4th inning. 2 more left by the D-backs. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It'll be Gonzalez, Headley, and Venable. Imperial County Red Cross chapter and its services to Armed Forces program. For more information, visit sdarc.org. That's great. Padres down in the dugout joining the fans and applauding our men and women.
You know what also is great is the umpires and the opposing team. When they go to the field and they play that, everybody's looking up there. The opposing players, the umpires, everybody. It's really, really neat.
Gonzalez leading off and actually thinking about maybe pushing a little bunt down the third baseline for a gift single. The dare is on again by the defense with that exaggerated shift. Seen one of the very first times against number 9, Ted Williams. Such a pull hitter. Lou Boudreau and the Cleveland Indians used the shift on the thumper. There's a look at how they load up the right side and give Gonzalez the left side.
Speaking of Lou Boudreau, wasn't it Bill Veeck who named him player manager for the Cleveland Indians?
I think it was Veeck. Yeah, he was one of the very first player managers. Shortstop.
Yeah.
Managed the Cleveland Indians and took them to the World Series. 1948. Did he go around? No. So 3-1 to Gonzalez. San Diego with only one base runner so far, and that was the pitcher Wade LeBlanc. On the knees, 3-2. Adrian thought that was low, judging from that reaction.
It's a pretty good pitch. A little two-seamer away.
Kennedy, peekaboo over the top of the glove as he gets his sign. That one is low. Ball 4. Leadoff man on for the Padres. 11th walk of the season for Adrian Gonzalez. Headley hit it hard the first time up, lined it to left for the out. Downstairs. Chase wearing a very popular number, 7. I think of Mickey Mantle when I see 7. There's a strike, 1-1.
Chase said he wore number 10 as a kid because his older brother, which he looked up to, wore number 10 when he was playing organized baseball ahead of him. So he said, you know what? I wanted to be like my older brother. I wore number 10 as a kid.
Common reaction. Want to be like Big Brother. Inside. I had a chance to see Mantle when he came up to the big leagues as a rookie with the Yankees. He was so fast, even out of that right side. If the ball bounced twice on the infield, you were lucky to get him out.
Yeah.
And then, of course, he had trouble with hips and knees and slowed him down late in his career. Headley takes another strike. 2-2.
I wish I could go back in time and watch him play when he was at his best. You know, certain play. Babe Ruth would be number 1 for me.
Yeah, of course. And I mean, as long as you're going to see Ruth, then you get to see Gehrig.
That's
too.
right. Yep.
The Iron Horse. 2-2 pitch. Fly to left field, slicing into the corner. Long run for Jackson, and he makes the catch in fair territory. So 1 out, back to first Gonzalez. Long run and a good play made by Connor Jackson because he was running into that little short patch of foul territory into the barrier and left. Will Venable struck out his only at bat. Ian Kennedy about to deliver his 70th pitch of the game. Starts with a change, ball one.
Will Venable's favorite number growing up was number 20. And he said his dad wore number 8. So as he got another, as a little older, watching his dad in the big leagues, he wanted to be number 8.
That one tails away.
He wore 20 also playing basketball. Will did.
Well, 20 has been carried by some Hall of Famers. In fact, one of them will be the subject of this day in baseball. We'll give you that in a moment. And a gentleman who hit his 500th home run on this day. 3-0 to Venable. Kennedy a little off mark here in the 4th inning. Let's see if the Padres can take advantage.
You know, he's missing low in the zone, which I like. I'd rather have a pitcher miss down in the zone rather than miss up around the letters. You're going to get hurt.
Takes a strike, 3-1. Father Max playing in the majors from 1979 to 1991 with the Giants, the Expos, the Reds, and the Angels. Swing and a miss. 3-2 now to Will. Chops it foul. So Ian Kennedy looking for his first win as a D-back. He's walked only one. That's Gonzalez to open this inning. Struck out 5. And only one base hit by the pitcher LeBlanc. Good outing for this 25-year-old former USC Trojan star. Swung on and missed, and Venable goes down for the second time in the game. That's strikeout number 6. Now it's time for True Baseball Stories, brought to you by Farmers Insurance. To find a Farmers agent, call 800-FARMERS or visit farmers.com, because ready feels good. And there it is on this date in 1987, number 20, Mike Schmidt, with his 500th career home run. With 2 outs, a 3-run walk-off winner against the Pirates in an 8-5 victory.
Gosh, I can still hear the late Harry Callis calling that one Michael Jack Schmidt. I think it was off Bill Landrum.
Game, technically, to be correct, the game was at Pittsburgh, so it was not a walk-off, but it won the game. Blanks walked his first at bat. 1-1. Outfield exaggerated in depth now with the runner at first and 2 outs, trying to protect against a double that would score a run. 1-0 Arizona. We're in the last of the 4th inning. Just missed. So 2-1 to Blanks. Ian Kennedy about to offer his 80th pitch of the game. He was the loser in Los Angeles, 9-5, series preceding this one. There's a strike at the knees.
Good pitch. Well, whether Kyle was looking for something with a wrinkle in it, but 2-1, a fastball right there at the knees. Pretty good pitch to rip at.
Inside, 3-2 with a change. So full count and 2 outs. So Gonzalez It's an advantage for the Padres because he's not the fastest runner for San Diego, so he'll get the running start. And the first baseman, Rusty Ryle, now backs off. Will play deep behind him. Ball 4. Kennedy with a couple of walks here in the 4th inning. Gonzalez goes to second. Blanc's walking for the second time.
There have been 12 full counts collectively by both pitchers this afternoon. We've got to be above 160 pitches collectively also for both pitchers.
Haven't completed 4 innings.
Right.
No one hurt on either side yet, but here's a man with one swing who could do it. He homered against Kennedy with 2 on in Phoenix. Takes it low and outside.
That was the 160th pitch combined by both pitchers. We're only in the bottom of the 4th. You got to love this game.
You can see thousands and never see 2 alike.
That's right. And it takes one just to mess it up, right?
Right in there. 1-1. 91-mile-an-hour fastball. He challenged Hairston.
Kennedy's got a pretty good idea what to do with that fastball. He's, low 90s, but keeps it down, works it in and out, uses both sides of the plate well. He's thrown his changeup quite a bit this afternoon also. That's very impressive. You can see his grip. Just notice his grip there. He starts with the changeup grip. And then he adjusts accordingly in his glove.
Gonzalez, that's his point of view. ARI at second base looking in. Swing and a miss.
It's almost like, remember Mike Boddicker with the Orioles? He called it the Fosh. That was like, there it is. That was the big term back in like the 80s when Boddicker made it big, and then he went on to pitch with Boston. He called it the Fosh pitch.
Why? Fosh.
You know what? I remember Scott saying like a dead fish. Change up, fish, Fosh, and it was just a word that.
2-2 to Scott Hairston.
A word that they just came up with. The dead fish. It just kind of goes up there and it kind of makes the hitter look stinky. But it's a great pitch. There's his grip. Look at that. That hurt. Oh, my gosh.
Is that his changeup grip?
That's his changeup grip, yep.
2-2, 2 out, 2 on. Low. Hairston about to offer. Now 3-2 again as Kennedy's struggling here with his control in the 4th. A couple of walks, and now he's gone 3-2 to Hairston. Runners off with a pitch. Fans trying to spur some run production by the Padres. Here's another chance. Swung on and missed, strike 3, and he changed him on 3-2. Oh my, 6 strikeouts now for Ian Kennedy. Make that 7. No runs, no hits, and 2 left for San Diego. 1-0 Arizona.
Mid-game recap brought to you by Murray Lamper Construction. Quality and value at an affordable price. Call Murray Lamper Construction at 619-285-9222. Improving San Diego homes since 1975.
And we welcome you to the 5th inning here at Petco. Dick Enberg and Mark Grant. Wade LeBlanc working on the top of the order, and Connor Jackson rifles a single to left field to lead it off. Well, he's hit the ball hard all 3 times. Blistered one on the ground to third, was thrown out to lead off the game. Lined one right off the ear of LeBlanc that somehow curled to second baseman Jerry Hairston, and this time he finds a hole. A hard 1 for 3 for Connor Jackson. Arizona's 6th hit off LeBlanc. Tony Abreu scored the only run of the game. He hit a soft loop single over the head of Gonzalez into right field in the 1st inning. And after a walk to Kelly Johnson, Mark Reynolds singled him home. That's the offensive story.
You know, with all these deep counts and full counts, you'd think the score would be like 8-7.
Yeah,
not the
would.
case.
Swing and a miss at a change. Never seen so many changes in a game.
I was just going to say, that is the pitch du jour. Kennedy with the changeup Foch, as he calls it, and Wade LeBlanc with the changeup as well.
Sean Gallagher getting ready in the bullpen for San Diego as the pitch count's gone to 81 for LeBlanc. Lazy day at the ballpark. Fans enjoying the sunshine, a nice breeze off the ocean. 72 degrees. Hope you've made your ticket plans to see the Giants. They've been playing great ball. 8-3 starting today. They're in tomorrow night, Tuesday night, and Wednesday afternoon. Jackson with his lead. Pitch to Abreu.
I love it when hitters look like they're going to screw themselves into the ground. You just flip up a little breaking ball there, and Abreu's like, please get here. Please, the ball's not getting here. Please get here. And eventually swings through and misses.
So LeBlanc ahead on the count, 1-2. Abreu came to the Diamondbacks as the player to be named later in the trade that sent John Garland, now with the Padres, to the Dodgers last year, late July. Runner goes. They got him picked off. The throw to Cabrera, and Jackson is tagged out. That's almost the automatic out. A little late on the tag, actually. So 2 times LeBlanc has picked off a Diamondback.
Once again, a huge out, and on the first move, the runner commits, doesn't even try to get caught in a pickle. Cabrera puts the tag down, and that's one of those, you're right, Dick. You know, if the tag is down there, they don't want anybody to get hurt. They just call it out on principle, and everybody's happy except the runner. They're getting picked.
Abreu works the count to full. Does it seem like we're repeating ourselves? Full count, change up, full count.
Somebody needs to push that little needle on the record player and go forward. It does sound like a broken record.
A looper over the leaping try of Jerry Hairston, and Abreu has a base hit, and all the more important now that pickoff of Connor Jackson. So Abreu is certainly hitting him softly, but finding the open area. He just barely got one over Adrian Gonzalez's head in the first inning for a base hit, and this one, a Texas leaguer, falls in front of Venable and over the head of Hairston. Now to the heavy hitters. Kelly Johnson, a walk and a line to short.
Hey, let him get a hit and pick him off, right? That's a good game plan. Work the count like 2-0. It's a hit, it's a running situation, and just pick him off.
Spins the breaking ball outside.
Speaking of left-handed moves, a guy that always comes into my mind, one of the best left-handed moves ever, Jimmy Key. Remember Jimmy Key, Toronto Blue Jays, New York Yankees? He had a dandy move. And if you're left-handed, you should have a good move. You should spend more time. That's a great weapon to have.
Absolutely. Ball 2-0. Jimmy Key would pick you off, and you're only one step from the bag.
Yeah.
Runners would almost keep their, like Little League, they'd keep a foot on the bag when he was pitching. He was so good. So 2-0 as LeBlanc is working his way toward 90 on the pitch count. Single by Jackson, line to left, but picked off. Abreu, looping single to right. One out here in the fifth. 1-0. Arizona leads it. And 3-0. He's walked only 2, but he's been in so many full counts. LeBlanc, there's a strike, 3-1. Good spot here for a run and hit. Send the runner, and that right side wide open for Kelly Johnson.
He's thinking right there with you. Going over to first base with a little courtesy move.
Swung at ball 4, fouled it back. 8th time the count has been full with LeBlanc on the mound. 90 pitches into the game. Abreu takes his lead at 3-2. Fouled at the plate by Johnson. If LeBlanc can work his way out of this 5th inning and give Bud Black, the Padres, 5 good innings, hold them to 1 run, Arizona, they would have taken that at the start of the game.
Absolutely, and especially with the way that the bullpen has been throwing lately for the Padres. Give a good 5-6 innings, keep them close.
But he's got to get out of this 5th inning. The big pitch coming up here, 3-2 to Kelly Johnson. Struck him out. Looked like another change. 75 miles an hour. Goodness, goodness, goodness. 6 strikeouts for LeBlanc.
Ball just floating up there a little bit. It's a pitch that's up, but taken off. The speed is 75 miles an hour, and Johnson way out in front. That's the beauty of the changeup. If you throw a good one, you can hang it and get away with it. You might get burned once in a while, but because you take so much off of it, the hitter thinks it's a fastball and swings through it.
Fellow that wore number 51 learned that lesson early and used it often, didn't he?
He most certainly did. Trevor Hoffman's still a great changeup.
Justin Upton has struck out and walked today. He was picked off back in the 3rd inning. Abreu shortening his lead. He's not taking any chances over there.
Well, remember the other night we mentioned it's 17 feet from the foul line where the bag is over to that 90-degree cut on your left. So, you know, he's not getting off to a big lead at all.
There's a strike to Upton. The 1-1 pitch. No, he goes over there again. LeBlanc, who almost made the 25-man roster with his work in the spring, 4-0, 1.96 ERA. One pitch. High foul down the right field line, well backed.
You know, nobody likes to get sent down. Been there before. It's, you know, you want to pitch in the big leagues, but Wade LeBlanc took it well. And, you know, in this game of baseball, we all know that how often do rotations stay intact out of the gate all the way through game 162? The bottom line is that Wade LeBlanc learned a lot last year. He had a great spring, and he got the call again.
Figures he'll be up here for another start. Chris Young felt better, is just throwing easily to try to work through that shoulder problem. But he's on the 15-day disabled list, so LeBlanc probably will make the road trip, Cincinnati and Miami, and get one of the starts there. They're hoping that Young will be able to come back at the end of that 6-game road swing. Cincinnati and Miami. That's an interesting quinella, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I guess that Nova Scotia, Cuba stop was just already been taken. 1-2. LeBlanc working very carefully here to Upton. Swing and a miss, strike 3. His 7th strikeout. So Wade LeBlanc threw 5 innings, allowing just 1 run, 7 strikeouts, and he scattered 7 hits. It's the Diamondbacks at the midpoint leading 1-0. Ballpark. First pitch at 7:05. They'll have all the top beers from the entire San Diego area. You'll be able to sample them. Admission to the beer garden is free with a paid game ticket, and then you buy your beers and have a sampling. Visit Padres.com/beerfest for all the details. Bottom of the 5th inning, and Ian Kennedy goes to work on the bottom 3rd. Actually picking up with Nick Hundley and then Wade LeBlanc's spot, and apparently LeBlanc's work is complete as Tony Gwynn is in the on-deck circle. Hundley took a 3rd strike, his only time up. Pops this back out of play right below us. So LeBlanc goes 5 innings, allows 1 run, 7 hits, walked a couple and struck out 7. High. And now the pitch count for Ian Kennedy will be carefully watched by manager A.J. Hinch, as he's now at 92.
Now that changeup we just saw in the dirt, that was by design. He's ahead 1-2, so he bounced it. You notice when Kennedy is deeper in the count and he needs to throw it for a strike, he'll throw it for a strike. He was hoping Hundley was going to swing over the top of that one, but Nick wasn't biting.
Hits this one in the air on the infield. First baseman Reynolds gives ground to second baseman Kelly Johnson, and there's 1 away. Well, there are the 55s in Padre history. Look at those potential Hall of Famers. Mark Grant on the top of the list, and I think when you go all the way to the bottom, Adam Russell might be the one who's going to carry that twin fives with some distinction. Not that you didn't.
No, hey, Ramon, thank you, by the way. And Ramon Hernandez, you know, had a good year here with the Padres, had some good times here. Sean Estes, he got hurt, battled his way back.
Tony Gwynn for LeBlanc. Here in the 5th inning with 1 out. Trying to get something started. LeBlanc has the only hit of the game off Ian Kennedy. Ball and a strike. Maybe we go way back in our San Diego film files, and I don't know, there might be some evidence of you in a Padre uniform. 2-1 to Tony Gwynn.
Is there any good footage that they could show? Like me being successful?
Oh, of course. These are carefully edited. What year did you retire?
My last year of professional baseball was 1995 with the Iowa Cubs. Last pitch thrown in the big leagues was 93 with the Rockies.
Ground ball toward the right side, backhanded nicely. Rusty Ryle makes a good play on Tony Gwynn. And here we are. We flash back almost 20 years ago, and there he is.
Oh my.
Hard throwing right-hander.
Curveball to Hojo got him, and then Ron Gant swinging through a high fastball. That's when I wore number 52, and those pants probably about a size 32. Something that I couldn't get into today.
Good-looking dude in those days, huh?
Thank you, Mr. Enberg. Yeah. I appreciate that.
Those baseball Annies must have been lined up. Cabrera takes it low, ball 1. So Ian Kennedy continues to pitch his way through the lineup of the Padres without damage. Only 1 single by LeBlanc in almost 5 innings.
You know, the Padres need to get into the bullpen. That seems to be the common theme against these Diamondbacks. Their bullpen has been horrific.
No one throwing down there, and here comes Kennedy's 100th pitch of the game. Line to deep left center field, tracking it and over his head against the wall. Jackson couldn't get it. Cabrera will stop at, no, bounces into the stand, so he was going to stop at second anyway. So finally, a ball hit with a resounding sound, and that was a solid double by Cabrera.
It's a fastball down the middle of the plate, and Everett does a nice job of staying inside it. Hits it the opposite way, and I thought maybe Jackson would have a chance there. It clearly bounces on the track, and a ground rule double.
Pitching coach Mel Stottlemyre Jr. out to talk with the battery, with Cabrera doubling here to put himself in position for a tying run, and a little delay here to get that bullpen ready.
You mentioned the bullpen and how badly they've been pitching as we watch Jordan Norberto warm up. For the last 3 games for the Diamondbacks, relievers collectively 7 2/3 innings pitched. Their ERA is 15.26. 13 earned runs in those 7 2/3 innings. And the opponents are hitting 400 off the relievers. Got to get into that pen.
Jerry Hairston grounded out to second and then a hard out to third. Trying to pick up Cabrera, tie this game. Breaking ball outside and low. Giants have taken a 1-0 lead up at Dodger Stadium. They're in the 7th inning. Atlanta defeated Colorado earlier 4-3. National League West scores. Here it's 1-0 Arizona, 2 outs. And a pop fly on the infield. Coming down from first, Rayal in fair territory makes the play. Kennedy completes 5 innings, allowing only 2 hits. Strands Cabrera after his 2-out double. That's right, Sunday. That's 2 weeks from today against the Brewers. All kids 14 and younger will receive a great Padres picture frame presented by Cox Channel 4 San Diego. Get your tickets today, Padres.com, or call 619-795 Mark Grant 5555.
Good call.
Yeah, Padres and Brewers. Get a frame, put a picture, maybe we'll, I'll get one, get a picture of you.
You're so nice.
Yeah, and maybe you'd like a picture of me.
I would love a picture. Autograph, please.
All right. Well, no autographs on Sunday. Sorry. So another nice little gift from the Padres for you young fans as Edward Mujica. He has been a strikeout pitcher coming out of that pen. He struck out 10 men in 7+ innings.
His last time out was against these Diamondbacks a couple nights ago. 2 innings. Struck out 3. He's got a good split finger fastball.
Reynolds, Young, and Ryle. And that ball is hit deep to left field, and Mark Reynolds will touch them all into the second tier. 3 for 3 for Reynolds today. Man that was hitting only 125 at the start, 5 for 40. Eating up Petco Park this afternoon. That's his 4th home run. He hit 44 a year ago. No doubt about that one. Reynolds knocking in both Arizona runs as he rudely greets Edward Mujica.
Well, an 0-1 pitch. You got ahead, and you know what? If you're going to give him up, give up a solo shot. 2-0 now Arizona, but you're going to hear that crack of the bat off of Reynolds quite a bit. We know about the strikeouts, but also we know about the home runs and the RBIs from that man.
Strike 1-1. I love that glass is half full analysis there, Mark. They're saying that, if you're going to give up the home run,
right,
no problem. It was a solo.
Sure. Speaking from experience, I hung a few in my day.
386 feet seemed longer, didn't it? One and two, the count to Young. That ball hit high in the air on the infield. Cabrera and Hairston. It's Cabrera. Oh, that ball was way up there. First out of the 6th inning. Rusty Royale struck out, and a long out to the warning path in center field. There's a good breaking ball for a strike. Second home run given up by Mujica this year. Chases that one low and away. Ooh. Good looking pitch. 1-2.
I remember watching Edward Mujica pitch with the Cleveland Indians when he was up and down a couple times, and his body language has totally changed since being a Padre.
That one hit deep to right center, but Venable over to make the catch. 2 away, and John Hester, the catcher, steps up.
He's just much more aggressive with his pitches, getting up on that hill and wanting to go to work quickly. I like it when a guy gets up on the hill and goes to work. If you're going to get beat, you're going to get beat.
Hester, an infield hit in 2 at bats. Leo Rosales is now warming up in the bullpen, a right-hander for Arizona. Adam LaRoche is in the on-deck circle. So if Hester keeps the inning alive, apparently Kennedy's day is done. Perhaps even if LaRoche doesn't come up, that's the case after throwing over 100 pitches. Fly to center. Scott Hairston. Inning over. But a leadoff home run by Mark Reynolds, his 4th of the season. Solo shot makes it 2-0 Arizona. pleasant to the eye, isn't it? The beautiful arc of the Coronado Bridge, 200 feet high at its peak, to allow entrance into the harbor for the large ships. Back in 1969, it was voted the most beautiful bridge by America International Steel Construction. Coronado Bridge in high definition, brought to you by Irving Hughes. Life is a lease. Negotiate well.
Beautiful. If you cross that bridge, go to Orange Avenue, take a left, a couple of streets down, you take a right, you're at Jane Mitchell's house.
I'm sure she appreciates the fact you're giving directions. You want to give the code to get in the front door? Leo Rosales is the right-hander out of the bullpen for Arizona. Rosales into his 6th game of the year, facing Adrian Gonzalez. Struck out and walked against the starter Kennedy, who allowed just 1 hit, or 2 hits rather. No runs, walked 3 and struck out 7. Stands as the pitcher of record to win his first game as a Diamondback.
Well, this is exactly what the Padres needed to do.
Ground ball into right field. Despite the shift, there's not much room between first and second, but Gonzalez pulls it sharply through. His first hit.
You're right, Dick. That ball had to be perfectly placed, and he spanked that through the hole. It's a high fastball. Adrian gets on top of it. A one-hopper through the infield. Getting into that bullpen. We talked about it earlier. The numbers have not been good for these D-backs out of that pen the last 3 games.
Rosales has a win in relief. 5 games. Chase Headley steps in. He's allowed 6 hits in 5 2/3 innings prior to today's action. He walked 3, struck out 7. Headley represents the tying run here in the 6th inning. He's lined to left and flied to left. Rosales falls behind 2-0. He does walk batters, so Padres undoubtedly have noted that. Try to be patient, get one they like. Ball 3. Arizona pitchers have walked in a run in both games of the series. Both instrumental in the 2 earlier wins. That one on the inside corner. 91-mile-an-hour fastball. In the spirit of 55, Blaine Boyer warming up for Arizona. Everyone's getting in the act. 3-1 to Headley. Ball 4. Tying run aboard. Gonzalez moves to second.
Great patience right there by Chase Headley. A lot of guys probably would have swung at that 3-1 pitch. It's up, it's out over the plate a little bit, try to take it the other way. But this is how big innings happen, and they trail by 2. Padres need base runners.
Andrew J. Hinch, AJ, back in the depths of the dugout, didn't like what he saw there. Sharp single by Gonzalez. The walk to Headley. Venable up. He's glad that Kennedy's out of the game. Struck out both times against the right-hander. Change up, and Rosales just following the lead of Kennedy.
Yep.
That got Venable the last time.
He throws a fastball, slider, changeup we just saw, and a curveball.
One and one. Another change.
You know, those guys are down in the bullpen watching, right? They know what Kennedy was throwing, and if they have a changeup within their repertoire, they're going to go out there and throw the same stuff.
Catcher John Hester certainly has noted the success of the change. Going through the lineup twice, Ian Kennedy. 1-1 to Venable. That one misses low and away. Another changeup, 3 in a row to Venable. 2-1 the count. The action pitch with a couple on and no one out for the Padres here in the bottom of the 6th inning, trailing Arizona 2-0. 3-1. Upstairs with the fastball. Venable, the Padre leader with 3 home runs, pops it up off third. Reynolds has a play. The 3-1 pitch, and Venable not meeting it squarely. 1 away. So Kyle Blanks will step up. Blanks against Kennedy walked both times. Big man with a chance to get this crowd excited here in the bottom of the 6th inning, with Gonzalez at second and Headley at first. Broken bat, ground ball to third. Reynolds gets 1 there, throws across the diamond, double play. So the inning starts with promise but ends quickly as the Padres with a hit leave a man. After 6 here at Petco, the Diamondbacks leading 2-0. At your San Diego Hyundai dealers, get more MPG, more value, and double the warranty. Online, San Diego Hyundai Dealers.com. Gerardo Parra, left-handed batter, will pinch hit for the pitcher Rosales. So Rosales works just 1 inning. In trouble early with a walk and a base hit, but pitches out of it on a foul out and a double play ball. Parra chops this one back of the plate, out of play. He's been up 18 times with 4 hits, a couple of RBIs. That was against San Diego in the opener of the series when he knocked in 2 in the 3rd inning, the 3-run 3rd inning, before San Diego rallied with 1 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th, and then Chase Headley's walk-off home run capping the 9th in a 6-3 win. Chases the fastball, strike 3. That's the 8th strikeout victim today, 28th in the 3-game series that have gone down. for Arizona.
Yeah, I've noticed about these Diamondback hitters, a lot of them like to fish after that high fastball. A lot of guys out of the hand of LeBlanc swung and missed, and Mujica, who throws harder than Wade LeBlanc, it's tough to lay off.
Well, the two Diamondbacks that have really punished the ball today, this man Connor Jackson and Mark Reynolds. Jackson doesn't have a lot to show for it, 1 for 3, but he's hit the ball hard. Ground out to third, a line to second before he singled in the 5th. And of course Reynolds is 3 for 3, an RBI single, then another line drive single, and his 4th home run of the year, a solo shot. They've been the two tough outs for the D-backs. Well, Bud Black hoping to stir something up late. That's been the story of the Padres in the series. They slow getting out of the gate in terms of run production, but finishing strong. That pitch missing off the outside edge.
Well, you don't see the catcher go out and talk to the pitcher after a called strike, and this is the first pitch of the at-bat. A breaking ball. Looks like, did Edward get kind of tied up a little bit? That follow through looked to be a little.
Jackson slices that one to right. Blanks can't get over to foul territory. Lands in the Arizona bullpen.
It looked like Edward kind of landed wrong on that first pitch of the at bat. Nick Hundley went out to have a chat with him to see if he's okay, and we saw Bud Black and Darren Balsley being a little concerned. There's Paulie Navarro on the right, assistant trainer, keeping an eye on the right-hander.
Two and two to Connor Jackson. Just underline the point in the last 3 innings of the first 2 games of the series, innings 7, 8, and 9. 2-2 pitch, line to right. Venable flying him perfectly. So Jackson, you look at the box score tomorrow morning, 1 for 4, and he just hit the ball on the nose 4 times, only 1 hit. 2 away. But just underline the point about the late rush of runs for San Diego in the series. Innings 7, 8, and 9, they've scored 9 times in the previous 2 games of their total of 11 runs. First pitch to Abreu. He hasn't hit the ball hard at all, and he's 2 for 3.
Sometimes it's not fair, this game of baseball.
Late on that swing.
I'll tell you when baseball's not fair is when a starter goes like, 6 or 7 innings, and then a reliever comes in and maybe throws 1 pitch, depending on the score. They end up getting credit for the victory. It happens.
Sure does. Yeah. You come in, your team's behind, say 2-1. You come in, you get 1 out, and then the bottom half of the inning, you get a couple of runs, and you're the pitcher of record.
Yep.
1/3 of an inning, 1 big old W. 2-1. Swing and a miss. Little heat on that one. 91.
I've always felt also it's nice to have a catcher who can consistently catch that ball. You can see how late he is on that. Right in the pocket so you can hear that snap.
Very high with that one. There's the attendance today, 20,634 on Pennant Day and Military Day. They had 31,000 last night. The opener 26. Great to have the Marines with us. Out of play. And he boxed that one in. Not a clean catch. Can't identify any geography if you don't pick it off cleanly. He used the facing of the third deck to smother that one. Good effort, nevertheless. 3-2. Here's the pitch. Fouled again. Padres in the last of the 7th will have Hairston, Hundley, and the pitcher's spot due.
You know what else is great about baseball, Dick?
What?
In basketball, if the ball goes in the stands, you can't keep it. If the football, they put the net up so you can't get it after a field goal.
Yeah.
In hockey, you get to keep the puck, but who wants a piece of rubber?
That one sliced foul down the left field line and out of play.
Right?
No, there's no better souvenir, and there's always an opportunity. It'd be interesting if there must be somebody who keeps track of things, but I bet just in catching foul balls, there's probably 20, 25 a game, and then today's world, anything in play that's fouled, the ball player or the coach will throw it into the crowd, which is a great touch. Hit well to center field. Hairston is there. Ooh, that ball really sinking hard. A line drive off the bat of Abreu. So a couple of line outs to the outfield for Arizona in the 7th. Let's stretch them in the bottom of the 7th. 2-0 Diamondbacks.
And it's time for the fan of the game, brought to you by Fan Diego, your energy savings expert. For locations, visit fandiego.com. For ceiling fans, go to Fan Diego. So for San Diego here in the bottom half of the 7th, it'll be the bottom third at Scott Hairston, Hundley, and then the pitcher's spot. Right-hander for A.J. Hinch out of the Diamondback bullpen, Aaron Heilman.
Aaron Heilman to work the 7th inning for the Diamondbacks. Heilman, his record this year, 6 games, 5 2/3 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, and 1 home run. Well, the Padres blank 2-0 after 6. Scott Hairston trying to get something going here in the 7th inning. San Diego with only 3 base hits. Heilman, the veteran, pours in a fastball for a strike.
Well, last time Heilman was out there was in the 8th inning. He pitched an inning that was on Friday night. Gave a couple hits and a run. He walked 2.
Fouled on a hanging curveball. 0-2 to Scott Hairston, who has flied out and struck out. Working from that first base edge of the rubber. That ball hit well to left field. Back goes Jackson. Touch them all. In the first row, Scott Hairston makes it a 2-1 game. That's the kind of drive that had it been higher, Jackson might have been able to get back to the wall, leap up and deny, but it was over the head of the left fielder and just into that first row.
An 0-2 mistake. Boy, Scott Hairston gets on top of that high fastball. A lot of guys will pop that up in the infield. And as you mentioned, Dick, right in the first row. Well, the bullpen continues to give it up for the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Out 2-1, Arizona's lead is reduced. Nick Hundley now. He struck out and popped to second. Outside, 1-1. No, 2-0 now. Well, Scott Hairston getting the congratulations down in that San Diego dugout for his second home run of the season, both against these Diamondbacks. Hundley takes 2-1. Nick is the last 5 games coming into today was 7 for 17. That comes out over 400 plus 6 walks, so an on-base percentage of .565. Takes that for a strike. 2-2. Ground ball to third. Tough hop, but Reynolds fields and gets Hundley by a step and a half. 1 out. And David Eckstein's going to bat in the pitcher's spot. Eckstein, bobblehead night last night. He chipped in with a base hit and 4 at bats, stole a base, hit by a pitch. In the 5-0 San Diego victory. The mascot.
You know, it's funny. One of my friends is a photographer here at Petco Park, and he was down in the camera well, sitting next to a dad and his son on Eckstein bobblehead night. When David got hit, the little boy turned to his father. He goes, "Dad, the bobblehead guy got hit."
That's not fair. Baby. Eckstein hitting .270 on the season. Walked 3 times. He had that key hit in front of Headley's home run on Friday night, the double with 2 outs. And the Padres down 3-2. Takes it upstairs. 2-1. With 2 outs. And a runner at second base. He doubled over Parra's head in left field, and that tied the game. And eventually Headley with a walk-off homer a couple of batters later, 6-3. Now he's worked the count to 3-1, and Eckstein, good enough hitter that he's not afraid to take a pitch here, 3-1. Walk is as good as a hit here. Well, does swing away.
You see him trying to get on top of that fastball from Aaron Heilman. He got on top of that pitch the other night to hit that double over the head of Parra when he was playing out there. Goes back on Friday night.
3-2 to Eckstein. Foul to the screen. Eckstein, 41 plate appearances, has not struck out. That's by far and away the best in the big leagues this year. checking the infield alignment, seeing where everyone is. Man is totally aware of all conditions. 3-2 from Heilman coming up. Lined on a soft line to the third baseman Reynolds. Didn't quite get all of that one.
Just great hand-eye coordination. David Eckstein hits the ball where it is pitched, and just not hard enough to get over the head of Reynolds.
Hit that one hard, and it's rolling around in the corner. So here's Everett Cabrera, struck out twice and then hit a long double to left center field. There's a strike. With his speed, get on there anyway at first base, and a threat to pick up a stolen base. Jerry Hairston behind, and then Gonzalez in the hole. 1-1. Heilman studying a sign. Now he's ready. 1-1. And misses inside. He's a tough ball player, competitive, wants to be good, works hard. Has all the right personality to be a top player, Cabrera. Willing to learn. Lines that one to center field for a base hit. A two-out single by Cabrera. We'll watch him closely to see whether or not he can swipe second and put himself in scoring position for Jerry Hairston. First Padre today with a couple of hits. Stottlemyre wearing a path to the mound here, especially with the bullpen of Arizona.
I know we've been talking about numbers today, and Everett Cabrera, he singles to center field. He wears number 1 because he wants to be number 1. And it's kind of like a little, offshoot of what you were saying, Dick. But also, I said, any other players that you looked up to when you were younger? And he said, yeah, when Rafael Furcal was with the Atlanta Braves. He looked up to Rafael Furcal, the shortstop.
Another shortstop wore number 1. Spent some time briefly here in San Diego. Ozzie.
Yeah.
I'm sure that Stottlemyre was reminding Heilman now, keep a close eye on Cabrera. They see an opening here, and it's up to Cabrera here. The green light's on, obviously, for him. If he sees a good chance to break, he's on his own. Hairston bluffing the bunt, almost as if he thought maybe Cabrera might be going there. Wanted to give catcher John Hester something to have to fight through visually.
And Jerry Hairston Jr., good bat control. He bunted the other night to get that runner over to scoring position. It looked like he was trying to bunt for a base hit there with Reynolds playing even with the bag there, trying to sneak attack him a little bit with 2 outs.
1-1. Padres with their first run in the inning. Leadoff homer by Jerry's brother Scott. His second of the season. Now the 2-out single from Cabrera. And time called Jerry Hairston. Yeah, 2 brothers in the lineup. Last time that 2 brothers homered in the same game as teammates. Adam and Andy LaRoche with the Pirates a year ago. Adam now in the dugout with Arizona. Bluffed by Cabrera. And the count runs to 2-1 to Jerry Hairston. A little surprised that Cabrera hasn't tried to go.
Well, Heilman, you know, he's a big kid. A lot of knees, long legs, long arms. Get a little bit extra time to get maybe a step or two.
That one foul. Watch out down there. Man, that ball was whistled into the crowd. Fortunately, I believe hit an empty seat and carried all the way out onto the field.
Heilman's 6'5", so tries to quicken up that delivery towards home plate with the speedy Cabrera.
2-2 to Jerry Hairston. Cabrera, not a commanding lead, but he goes low. Throw, not in time. Third steal of the season for Cabrera. And the count is full now, 3-2. Cabrera works his way into scoring position.
A decent jump for Everett, and you know, luckily Jerry Hairston lays off that breaking ball off the plate. And you know, even though Everett's got his hand in there, it looked like it was closer than it looked. By the way, larceny is legal in baseball, but it isn't in society. Put that on your mirror when you wake up in the morning so you can look at it. If you need help, call King Stallman's Bail Bonds. They'll bail you out.
So 3-2 now to Hairston. Hit well to left field. How well is it? Jackson back, can't get it. Off the base of the wall. Cabrera scores. The game is tied on a Hairston double. Well, that was close to brother home runs in the same inning, because Scott Hairston's ball was hit exactly in the same spot, had just a little more carry than Jerry's. One a home run, this one a double.
Once again, the Diamondback bullpen can just not seem to find the solution to get these Padre hitters out.
Late inning rally again by San Diego. That's been the theme in this series.
I mean, what a great at-bat also by Jerry Hairston. Laying off some bad pitches, laying off that breaking ball when the stolen base by Everett took place, and driving that ball to left field. Well, that's some kind of nice.
A solo home run by Scott Hairston. A ringing RBI double from Jerry Hairston to tie it here 2-2.
Happy Hairstons in the ballpark today.
I like that, Happy Hairstons. Well, we've got a pitching change as Aaron Heilman, with a 2-0 lead, has given up 2 runs and has a go-ahead score out there at second. And this change is brought to you by San. Create your dream yard today. Visit rcpblock.com. Juan Gutierrez The third reliever used by A.J. Hinch. He was the pitcher of record on Friday night. He threw the home run ball to Chase Headley, the walk-off homer that won it for San Diego 6-3. 2-2 the score. Runner at second. 2 outs to Gonzalez. Ball one. Adrian struck out, walked, and singled. 1 for 2. Chance to give San Diego the lead with Hairston out at second base. The RBI double. Checks his swing, and it's low, ball 2. Pitching carefully, as everyone does, especially first base open. Chase Headley next. The shift is on. Gonzalez, 3 men on the right side, takes ball 3.
You know, if your idea is to pitch around Adrian Gonzalez, as a manager, I would want the guy I know I'm going to take out, like Heilman, let him walk him, and then bring in Gutierrez.
And there they do. The intentional walk, the third time this year he's been passed intentionally. A dozen walks in the first 12 games for Adrian Gonzalez. So mark that as an intentional walk. Hoping he'd chase a bad ball, and here's Chase Headley. He chased one all the way into the right field seats Friday night. Chased us all home with a smile. Made the whole city and county happy. The most dramatic win of this young season. There's a chance to punish the D-backs again. Ball inside. Headley is lined to left, fly to left, and walked.
You know, Gutierrez comes in, he pitches around Gonzalez, he intentionally walk him. Maybe, just maybe, his release points off a little bit. Now he's got to gather himself again. He finds himself behind 1-0 to Chase Headley.
Runner goes, and he steals easily. Cabrera, or Hairston rather. They ignored Jerry Hairston, and the wily veteran said, "Do you want me to take 90? I'll hustle over there and just create a little more havoc." Gonzalez did not run. Hairston obviously on his own. So first and third with the count 1-1 to Headley. He saw Hairston going, took the pitch. And you say, well, you know, 2 outs, what, you know, what does that add to the production formula? Well, you know, now a pass ball, wild pitch.
Yep.
Infield miscue. Headley eyeing Gutierrez. 2-1 pitch coming up. On the knees, down the heart of the plate, 2-2. Headley takes more pitches, sees more pitches, we should say, sees more pitches than any of the Padre hitters. Very patient. 2 balls, 2 strikes, first and third. Line to left center field, in the gap, long run for Young. Touch them all. No, it's a bad throw, bad relay. No one's covering home plate. And Headley comes all the way around to score. Oh, my! He did touch them all. And the Padres have brewed up another late inning rally. 5 runs now here in the 7th inning.
Boy, the wheels seem to be coming off here for the Diamondbacks. Let's watch the relay. It spikes the relay. Wow. And then nobody's covering home plate. You see Gutierrez trying to cover, but Chase Headley getting a little help from Glenn Hoffman at third base, continues on and adds on to that lead.
Venable reaches out and punches a fly ball down the left field line. That's a long run for 3 of the Diamondbacks, and Jackson able to come in and make the catch for the final out, limping as he does. Remember, he came up limping after sliding into second base earlier. But the Padres score 5 runs, and Chase Headley once again in the thick of it. It started with Scott Hairston's solo home run. 5 runs on 4 hits and an error, and it's 5-2 San Diego.
Top of the 8th, 5-2 Padres over the Diamondbacks, and some wacky events going on last inning. We're going to take a look at the at-bat via this Carl's Jr. pitch track to Chase Headley. First pitch, a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, and Chase Headley being very patient, waiting for his pitch. Okay, that's fine. 2 strikes on him, no big deal. Now the hanging breaking ball takes it the other way. Well, that was a good, patient at-bat for Chase Headley. Then the shortstop spiked the baseball, and everybody was running around the bases, and now 5-2 San Diego.
So Headley with 5 runs batted in the series. He gets 2 on that drive to left center field. And now Mike Adams comes in to work in the top of the 8th inning. Kelly Johnson, the batter. Adams this year had 1 bad outing, and thus the ballooned ERA. Pitched last night an inning. It struck out 2 and jumps in front on the count 0-2. So Scott Hairston leads off with a home run. Single by Cabrera, steals second. He scores on the double by Hairston to tie at 2-2. Strike 3. Kelly Johnson punched out by Adams. Then with Hairston at second, they intentionally walk Gonzalez in front of Headley, who knocks in 2 runs with a double to left center, and he keeps running. And on the relay with a shortstop, Abreu, bouncing a throw about 20 feet in front of himself, and then it rolled up the first baseline. Headley running all the way, and then the catcher couldn't come up with the ball with the pitcher covering, so he scores on the error. Swinging and a miss. Upton. Here's the Coleman. The ball bounces off the Budweiser sign. And here's Abreu. I mean, he almost hit his third baseman.
Almost like a quarterback wanting to stop the clock.
Right.
From snap, he spiked that ball. Everybody's happy. And this is what exactly Mike Adams needs to do. You could feel the momentum shift now in the Padre dugout. The Diamondbacks, the relief corps not doing well. The bad relay. The Padres taking the lead. Mike Adams needs to come in here and just throw up a goose egg quickly.
1-1 pitch. Down low. So the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings, that's been the productive charm for San Diego in the series, and due part to the failure of the bullpen for A.J. Hinch. That ball hit high in the air in the infield. Jerry Hairston, 2 away.
So you love the late life of these Padres, as you mentioned, Dick. Last night, the 7th inning, 3 runs. And then you go back to Friday night, 3 runs late to win it. I'd rather see a team do that, you know, start off kind of slow and then some late life rather than scoring early in a ball game and then just dying the rest of the way. So this Padre team, stick around. You might see something, huh?
Yeah, last night with a 2-0 lead in the 7th, they add 3 more. 2 outs. Swing and a miss by Mark Reynolds, who's had himself the best hitting day of the season. 2 singles and a home run, and has driven in both of the Arizona runs. Singled in a run in the first inning off starter Wade LeBlanc. Hits this one high in the air. Another pop-up. Hairston drifting out, and so is Cabrera. The shortstop wants it. 1-2-3. Mike Adams works the 8th inning. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Padres leading 5-2. Padres play the Brewers 5:35 game, and Chris Young replica jersey presented by Petco. Get to the park early as jerseys are limited to the first 25,000 fans in attendance. Visit Padres.com. Get your tickets today. Chris Young jersey night on Saturday, May 1. Blaine Boyer becomes the 4th relief pitcher employed by A.J. Hinch.
Fastball, slider, a curveball, and a changeup from Boyer. He can get up there to the mid-90s.
In the 8th inning, he'll start it with Kyle Blanks, with Hairston and Hundley to follow. Boy, Arizona has really wasted some good starting pitching in this series, haven't they?
They sure have.
Painful.
They've kept the starters have kept them in the game. It's the bullpen that's been lacking.
It failed at Dodger Stadium, the final game of the series in Los Angeles. They had a 5-3 lead, couldn't hold it. Dodgers tied in the 9th, 5-5-1 in the 10th. Then Headley's walk-off home run Friday night for the Padres. The bullpen gave up another 3 runs last night to break open a 2-0 game, 5-0 San Diego. And with a 2-0 lead in the 7th today, the bullpen gives up 5 runs for the Mern. Line drive to the third baseman Abreu, who's moved over to third. Stephen Drew is now at shortstop as they do the double switch. And Reynolds is now at first base. Blanks blisters it out to third. Scott Hairston, it was his home run, solo home run, leading off the seventh inning that ignited the 5-run San Diego comeback. Strike from Boyer. So the infield now for Arizona is Abreu at third, Stephen Drew at second, Kelly Johnson stays at second, and Reynolds at first. So only Johnson, the starter, left in the original lineup, fouled away. They have Drew hitting in the leadoff spot with Connor Jackson out of the game. Swung on and missed, strike three. So 2 outs in the 8th inning, and Nick Hundley 0 for 3 steps up. For Arizona in the 9th inning, it'll be Chris Young, Rusty Royale, and the catcher John Hester scheduled. Bullpen busy. One would guess that Heath Bell is out there tuning up and will pitch the 9th. Slow roller to second. Kelly Johnson just does get Hundley. 3 up, 3 down. The Padres story in the 8th. Heath Bell comes in to pitch the 9th inning, trying to save up 5-2. San Diego victory and a sweep of the series. We go to the 9th inning, and our sonic hit of the game, Chase Headley's double that amounted to a 3-run double because he scores 2, and he scores himself when the relay is botched as Abreu, trying to redirect his throw, saw Headley running to third, tried to stop his throw to the plate, instead threw it away, and Headley came all the way around to score. Sonic now open in Santee and Vista, soon to open in a neighborhood near you. Quite a series for Chase Headley. Heath Bell comes in. He's got a couple of saves and a win this year. Only a handful of appearances for for Heath. This is just his 4th game, and he's figured in the accounting of the other 3 with 2 saves and a win. Mike Adams working a 1-2-3 8th inning with a strikeout. 2-0 as Bell falls behind Chris Young.
It's all about accessorizing. Matching the camouflage jerseys on Military Sunday with the sand colored and the blue striped Reeboks.
Chic.
What in the Jimmy Choo is going on out there?
Young 0 for 3 today. He pours that fastball down the middle. And another. 2-2 to Chris Young. Full count. Wade LeBlanc started, went 5 innings. The left-hander allowed 1 run on 7 hits, struck out 7. Mujica worked 2 innings, gave up a home run to Reynolds, but he is the pitcher of record for San Diego. Adams worked a 1-2-3 8th inning, and now Bell here in the 9th. Swung on and missed, strike 3. The 10th strikeout by San Diego pitching today. 30 times they've struck out Arizona batters in the series.
And he pulls the string on Chris Young. That's a hard curveball from Heath Bell. A lot of people call that the slider, but it's got the good tilt to it.
Rayal, who moved from first base to left field with all those changes after the 8th inning, he takes ball 1. He's 0 for 3, struck out long out to center, and he flied to right. Two and 0. Padres a couple of outs away from leveling their record at 6-6, sweeping out the Diamondbacks. They're about to lose their 4th game in a row. Out of play. That one hit well back into the second deck.
Well, that 6-6 got if in fact the Padres do hold on, it's got a nice little ring to it, because before, remember, 3-6 was looking, you know, hey, 3-7, but then they won the first game of the series and been on a nice little roll. Hopefully Heath Bell can seal the deal.
Two and 1 to Rusty Rayal. Foul the way. John Hester, the catcher, due next. And then the pitcher's spot. And that still has not been in all the switching, occupied by another player. So presumably if it gets to the 9th position in the batting order, we'll see Adam LaRoche. Sharp ground ball up the middle for a base hit. So Rayal has his first hit of the day. And that brings up John Hester. Hester, an infield hit in 3 at-bats. Arizona has out-hit San Diego today, 9-7. Infield looking for a double play chance. Breaking ball misses low. Well, apparently now we're getting word that with all the swishing, Stephen Drew is hitting in the 9th spot. 1-1. Diamondbacks trying to get another man aboard. Bring that tying run to the plate here. 5-2 San Diego. Top of the 9th inning. 1 out. Runner at first. Foul to the screen. Good jammer.
It's one good way to get a double play. Try to tie up those hands. Get a ground ball to the left side of the infield. Everything Heath Bell throws is hard. The hard fastball, the hard curveball. He did work on a changeup this spring. He'll pick certain times to use that pitch, but right now he wants quick outs.
Hard and heavy. That one looped to right field, right at Venable. 2 away.
It's like hitting a shot put when Heath Bell throws that baseball. It's so heavy.
Diamondbacks down to their final out as Stephen Drew steps up. His first at bat today. Not in the starting lineup as A.J. Hinch giving him a day off. The youngsters came prepared for a possible sweep. Get the brooms ready. Drew batting .262. Couple of home runs and 6 runs batted in. The runner goes uncontested as Heath Bell ignoring Rael. So no stolen base. Adam LaRoche on deck. The pitcher spot is now the leadoff spot with all the changes. 1-0 to Drew. Line fair inside third and down the left field line. Scoring easily, Rael, and into second base goes Stephen Drew. It's 5-3. And the tying run does come to the plate here in the top of the 9th inning. Stephen Drew delivers with an RBI double.
How do you beat a guy that throws 95 miles an hour? Drew just flicks that bat, the head of the bat on the outside part of that plate, and goes with that pitch nicely. If he tries to pull that ball, it's probably a weak grounder on the infield, and the game is over. So he keeps it alive.
Adam LaRoche batting for the pitcher, Boyer. He's got power. Representing the tying run with 2 outs in the top of the 9th inning. Bell looking for that final out and a San Diego win. Throws a strike. 93 on the fastball. The chant, let's go Padres. Breaking ball just misses. 1-1. LaRoche not in the lineup in this series. Pulled a quadriceps muscle in Los Angeles. He's hitting .267. That one hits the plate. 1-2. Down to the final strike of the D-backs. The 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 called, and the Padres win it 5-3. And that final out, a microcosm of the series as San Diego pitchers dominating with strikeouts. 2 for Bell in the 9th inning. And a total of 11 by Padre pitching today. So Bud Black's Padres have swept Arizona to move up to 6-6 on the season. Arizona with 4 losses in a row drops to 5-7. San Diego wins, mission accomplished at Petco today. Heath Bell with